Hey everyone, it's Shotzi for the Rough Cuts on Sunday. I hope you've had a great week. Today I'm going to be talking about The Descendants. This film is about a gentleman by the name of Matt King who has inherited a very large portion of one of the islands of Hawaii because very long ago one of his great-great-great-grandmothers was one of the princesses of Hawaii. So this part of Hawaii has been in his family for generations, and he is the head of the trust, which is also divided amongst all of his cousins. So he has to decide what they're going to do with the land, if they're going to sell it to the highest bidder or sell it to another Hawaiian who will keep the land pristine as it currently is. That's one of the stories in this film. The other story that's going on in this is the Matt King, who has just kind of lost his wife to a motor boating accident. His wife was a thrill seeker, and she just kind of developed a sort of devil-may-care attitude, but she was also in charge of their two children. And Matt King, he would just work and work and work and didn't really see his kids at all. So when this accident happened, his wife is in a coma. He doesn't know if she's going to get out of it. So suddenly he has to take care of his kids and put his work on the back burner. But there's all of this stuff happening. He has to decide what's going on with his land, how he's going to handle his wife, and also what to do about his daughters. So, with his daughters, one of them is young, she's about 10 years old, she's acting out a lot in school, a lot of swearing, talking back to teachers, taking pictures of her comatose mother for show and tell. And then he has his other daughter who's much older, who's very wild. She's put into boarding school, and she acts out in boarding school. You just kind of get the impression that she gets shuffled around from school to school. So suddenly they're thrown into his lap. When he goes to pick up his older daughter, that's when he soon discovers that just prior to her accident, his wife was having an affair. So all of these things are unfolding while he's dealing with what is to happen with his wife, his family, his land. Everyone in Hawaii is really paying attention to his every move as to what he's going to do with the property that is in his name. This, I feel, is one of George Clooney's best performances, possibly the best performance that he's ever given. He just runs a whole gamut of emotions in this film because he's not some superhero guy with the answers. He just plays a regular person who's been a workaholic, and then suddenly he's thrown into this big tragedy. He has to figure out what to do, but a lot of times he doesn't know what to do. And how he reacts is how an average person would react. You know, in the past other George Clooney films, he's the guy with all the answers. He always has a plan. But in this, there is no plan. There is no answer. Who knows how to handle like a rebellious teen or a 10-year-old that's acting out when you've never really been there for them, and then suddenly it's thrown into your lap. So through this tragedy, he learns a lot about himself, about his kids, and he grows much, much closer with his family as he needs the help of his daughters to tell everyone, all of the family and friends, what is going on with the wife, the situation, and what has to be done. The supporting cast in this is really good. There isn't really a female lead against George Clooney's character. So like the closest would be probably the three kids. The supporting cast is really, really good, especially the three kids, led by Shailene Woodley, who plays his older daughter, as well as Amara Miller, who plays the youngest daughter, and Nick Krause, who plays Sid, the oldest daughter's friend. He's not really her boyfriend, but he's just like he's not a douchebag, but he's just kind of a moron, but a somewhat likable moron. He adds a lot of comic relief to this, but even he has a lot of dimension to his character. So it's a really, really good supporting cast. Robert Forster also plays Matt King's father-in-law. Matt King, of course, George Clooney. And you have Beau Bridges, who's in this, and Matthew Lillard is in this. Finally, he's playing someone who isn't in just a really crappy movie. This is a great film. I think probably it'll be in contention for the Oscars. It's a great script, great story, great acting all around. This was directed by Alexander Payne. Many of you are familiar with his films such as Election and Sideways. This is just a great story. Wonderful all around. You get to see beautiful Hawaii. The cinematography is gorgeous. I highly recommend this, so go check it out. It is coming out in theaters on the 16th of this month. So go see it, The Descendants. I will see you all next week. Until then,